Don't change it back. We're all residents now.
No, I'm changing my nickname to a different resident.
Okay, that's fine. As long as it's a resident.
Oh,
we are live. I'm turning off my...
Oh, we're live? We're live? You're turning off your mic? That's me! Oh my lord, Zach. Alright, well, hello there, the people of the streams. I am here today with Plague_Influence. He is the leader of that you know, sad team
in the AGL.
IGHM, right? They're currently in the lowest. They're currently in the lowest standings of the game. This is like golf. The more points you have, I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, IGHM has been having a pretty good run so far. And when I mean pretty good, I mean undefeated. Is that right? You guys have been undefeated.
Yeah, that's right.
Now?
Undefeated,
yeah,
not even around.
So around? I mean, like, are we talking about like Lee Jane Tower round or?
Oh, I'm talking like one map.
Like full scale. Okay. Well, there we go. That's better. So today we have Blades of Glory versus Yin and Yang. We just saw Yin and Yang in action against IGHM, and they are subbing in. I can't remember his username. He was the Lucio player, and they're going to bring Distortions. So
they subbed out Dirty and Dangerous in Distortions.
Oh, Dirty and Dangerous. Yeah. That's who he was. He was the Lucio player, and we're going to see Distortions probably be playing Lucio. I mean, I haven't really seen much of Blades of Glory. In fact, I think this is my first game ever seeing them. I haven't really watched. I don't think I watched.
I casted their first game, but that was like 2 weeks ago. I don't really remember what any of them play.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if Angelica, a bunch of numbers, isn't playing Angela, then I'm gonna be very upset. And that's this person plays. Now I'm questioning. Now the only thing that's in my mind is this person a Smurf? Like, that's the only thing in my mind right now. But I would like to say not. I would like to say not that this person's name is coincidentally Angelica. And this is, yeah, in fact, that's honestly
I didn't play last season, so.
That's what I feel like is a possibility. It's just that this person is coincidentally named Angelica. So we're going to start introducing the teams. I'd only imagine. Which team do you want to introduce?
Since you already mentioned Angelica, do you want to take Blades of Glory?
Absolutely. So I guess we're just going to start by introducing Blades of Glory. First we have Dave Pro 71. Looks like according to his profile that he'll be playing the main tank, Reinhardt and Winston. Does play some other things, but we'll probably see him on the main tank most likely. Then we're going on to Martin65, just a lot of numbers. We see Martin, and he's going to be the Lucio player most likely, if not playing Mercy or a different support. He does have time on Symmetra and Mercy, so can flex off onto different supports. Next we have G-60, and he is going to be playing... 60 is going to be playing the Genji, possibly the Zarya, mostly DPS. Is what it looks like he plays, so we'll expect to see him on the DPS role, and if they do need a tank, we'll see him on the Zarya. Angelica, probably going to be on the Mercy. If not, what is life? Really, that's the only answer I have. Pika Girl 113, we're going to see Pika on, I would only assume the Diva. I mean... Pika is a Mercy main, but I would like to think that Angelica has that covered, so we'll see what they bring to the table. But as of now, we're going to move on to Ghost Wolfgang 88, and looks like he will be playing the secondary DPS. That's what I'm seeing from his profile right now. So if you want to move straight on to Yin and Yang Plague and introduce the first woman, Maxi Pads.
I was going to correct you, actually. First we got Maxi Pads. In the previous game, she was playing a little bit of DPS, but I'm pretty sure she's going to be on Mercy for this game just because they lost their secondary support player. Next we got Blackman George. I'm actually not sure what he was playing. Oh, he was the one that I teabagged. I apologize to Blackman George.
-1 respect.
Next we got Big Brown. I know Big Brown really likes playing some weird things. He's got a lot of time on Bastion. I've seen him in Bastion in tournaments and whatnot. Probably going to be their off tank if I were to guess. Next we got Big Fat Mex. Big Fat Mex is the captain. He is a Zenyatta main. I believe he will flex over to tanks if need be, but I don't know what else he does. Second to last, we got Silly1289. This is going to be probably their flex player, if I were to guess. They've got a lot of time on off tank, off support, main support, just a ton of different roles. I don't really know what Sully would play there. And last but not least, we got Distortions. This is their sub. If I were to guess, Distortions is probably going to be on Diva. He loves him some D.Va. I know he also does play some support and DPS, but if I were to guess, he'd be on D.Va.
Well, I've seen what Yin and Yang can bring to the table now, and I don't doubt their, I don't doubt, what's his name? The person that was on the Mei, Big Brown. Big Brown was playing Mei in the Legion Tower game, and MaxiPads was actually on the Reaper, so I'm not doubting these picks at all now. MaxiPads proved her worth, to me at least, as the edgelord. Of course, we all know who has the title of resident edgelord, but that is for a different game. Right now, we're going to see, I believe it is Yin and Yang on the defense. I think. I always hate how I don't know this. No, we're gonna see them on attack. I got that wrong the first time too. So. Anyway, for the defense, it looks like that we are going to see Blades of Glory bring in their true composition. What do you think about this so far?
If I were to guess, they're probably going to try to nano Bastion. That's kind of an interesting idea. You don't really see just Bastion at all.
I'm talking about Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory. I apologize. I kind of disagree with the double off tank. I never really believed in the D.Va Zarya, though they do have some really good ult combo potential that I do appreciate.
Well, I don't exactly agree with the double op tank as well. I feel like you do need somebody to initiate, and I guess the one hero that does kind of fill in for that Winston is kind of D.Va, because she has that charge, that boost. So we're gonna see what they do with it as we see Yin and Yang coming in with an Ana, which I love, but then we have a Reinhardt, which I love even more, but then we have the king of all memes, which is a Bastion. So we're gonna see how Yin and Yang brings on this new Omnic friend to the payload as they are going to start moving it forward.
Yeah, right off the bat, the D.Va shoved the defense matrix right in his face. It's not gonna last too long, though. Everybody's trying to dive around, but it's just not really doing too much. Big Brown's got too much support right now.
The one thing that happened there is that I think Blades of Glory tried to dive onto the Bastion half-heartedly, and MaxiPads just took down 2 immediately. So that's not a great start by Blades of Glory. You see Big Brown coming in with 2 kills at the end, and
Team wipe right up the
George just swinging the hammer, eventually going to get Dave. So this payload is going to start moving forward. The Bastion, Ryan, working so far, and honestly, I love to see it.
Yeah, you really don't see Bastion too much. I love to see my good Omnic buddy. It looks like they are going to try to contest. No, they were just kind of half-heartedly trying to put some damage down.
We see Mex really pushed up on to Ghost there, gets actually punished by Ghost for being up that close. I don't really know what Mex was doing there, but, you know, sometimes you have to try and DSP stank your way into the Blades of Glory initiate and try and get that Dragon Strike, going to get nothing.
I was going to say, speaking of punished, the D.Va ran in, but they didn't really die until really late in the fight. They haven't even died yet, they only got D-Mech. I never really see anybody jumping into the fight this far. I feel like that's just a mistake right there.
Yeah, I mean, you see the charge coming in from George to get the kill on the Angelica, which is actually on, the Angelica's actually on the Lucio, so not exactly what I expected, but I mean, the thing that kind of struck me as, okay, Yin and Yang has to back up a little bit, is that you did see Big Fat Mex very push forward and he did get killed, but then they just kind of, again, I feel like the coordination for Blades of Glory isn't really there. We're going to see MaxiPads try to pressure the top side, not really going to get much, where they're going to nano boost Bastion exactly
they
like
tried to get the post-bomb combo out, but they got slept. Eventually they did get it off. It did get both the supports. This is a really tough fight for Yin and Yang now. I forgot their name.
Well, we did see MaxiPads get taken down by 60, which honestly, I mean, it probably wouldn't have been worth, but MaxiPads was in a secluded room with a Mercy and a Zarya with nowhere for them to run, so could have been a double kill, but you know, I'm not the one playing right now, so a weird self-destruct coming out from Distortions. I mean, I think that must have been a misclick, if anything.
I think he was trying to launch it and just press triangle too early.
Well, we all wish you could have that one back, but unfortunately you can't see. George is going on the flank of the century, taking down the mini D.Va and giving room for MaxiPads to get a double kill, but 60 and more than that. Yeah, they are turning back in kind with Mex getting the kill onto his counterpart. And 60 taking down Black George. That actually putting the sound barrier down with Martin, the only one left to contest the point. Probably not going to be able to do much. But you know, all time on the payload is good time. He is eventually taken down, but he did stall for a little bit. And you do see Blaze of Glory trying to reset now, get one more defensive hold in.
Yeah, a lot of people would just give it up right here, but I really love holding it right at the edge just because you have a huge spawn advantage.
Yeah, well, we're going to see the self-destruct come out from Dave and get the kill on the maxi pads. Good way to turn this around for your team. That's a lot of
the grab gets answered there.
Yeah. And the self-destruct, oh no, the pulse bomb takes the Reinhardt very low. Eventually Martin does take him down.
Tank down.
Yeah, that was very good stuff by 60 and Martin there. Martin really just getting that pulse bomb in, and they didn't get that immediate kills, but Ryan was brought to, like, I would like to say 20 health. So basically, you know, getting that kill in as Yin and Yang still running with Bastion. I assume the big part of it is he has the tank mode. Excuse me, that's my bad. Didn't remember the ultimate. But Sully also does have the nano boost, so we're gonna see maybe a nano tank come in. But we do see Blades of Glory hanging on the high ground for the most part, as we do see Maxi Pads and Mex applying pressure to the point. Mex going to be taken out by Angelica. Maxi Pads, I would assume, soon following, being pressured a lot, but actually getting saved by the defense matrix of Distortion, so he does get to regroup with his team and get healed by Sully to fight another fight.
That was just bad comms. His team was not there to back up Maxi Pads and Yin and Yang Mex. They just kind of stood back and watched them get bullied.
Yeah, I mean, and that was Martin coming in with the double pulse bomb that is huge. That is going to more than send this attacking side back. And I would assume they'd leave the D.Va and Mech. Yeah, they're going to leave the D.Va and Mech. Distortion is very close to the Mecha, but you know, why not leave the D.Va and Mech? It's just going to stall her either way. But so far, this double off tank has been seeming to work kind of okay for Blades of the Glory. I mean, they have solidified on their defense as of now. They're still on the Bastion. Yin and Yang still hanging on to the Bastion, and their team's kind of pushing up without their Reinhardt right now. So we do see Distortions pressuring Martin, but 60 is there to help Martin. So we're going to see Distortions immediately back up from that fight, as he is now reinforced by his team. Great Ground getting the high ground along with George, and here goes the self-destruct, so going to get nothing. Well, good fireworks, though. Good fireworks.
And another D-Volt coming out, getting nothing.
That's pretty much Overwatch and self-destructs. I mean, you expect good things to come from them, but no good really ever comes from them. And here we go, a nano-boosted Bastion coming. Not really doing much, but intimidating. You see the high noon coming from Ghost. Actually going to get booped in the air, but just kind of mitigate his ultimate as he does get flown behind a building. Big Round coming in with that tank form, does de-mech the D.Va and kills Pika, so that's a very good opening by the squad of Yin and Yang, and they're going to be pushing this payload. It is overtime, and Angelica is stalling, but it's not going to be enough, as they are going to cap second.
I feel like even though it did help in the previous fight, Bastion is really just not a good pick anymore. That's just my opinion though. Like, if they do get stopped, they really should switch off the Bastion, get like a flanker or something.
I have to say that right now, I feel like the Bastion, more than anything right now, is an intimidation factor. Like, they're like, oh my god guys, the Bastion, focus the Bastion, we're all gonna die if we don't focus the Bastion. And in doing so, that leaves a lot of room for Maxi Pads, who comes in with a double kill, exactly proving my point. Martin does get the kill on the Big Ground, who is solidified on the payload, but most of the kills going in the way. Intimidation factor is gone, but that did leave space for the rest of his team to take that team fight. So, I mean, is the Bastion a good pick right now over a flanker? Not really, but is he completely useless right now? I would say he's not completely useless. I think he still has some sort of factor in this game. It's just not really killing. We see Ghost Wolfgang taking down Reinhardt and de-meching the D.Va. That's going to flip the switch for Blades of Glory, and they're just going to go right under the Bastion, hanging around the right side. He's going to be taken down immediately, and honestly, I think that Big Round needs to switch right now. I mean, it is like 15 seconds remaining, so him switching to like a Tracer right now would be a lot more beneficial. He's gonna stay on the Bastion. Once you're committed, there's no going back. We can see both supporting ultimate support Yin and Yang. We can see a bomb going in, getting absolutely nothing, and they actually, oh no! Solely nano boosted the mini diva, so there goes the ultimate. Ghost Wolfgang getting free!
Grab Dragon.
With the Grab Dragon, making that a 4th kill on the distortions, and Ghost Wolfgang is just killing everybody right now. Yin and Yang's gonna stop right here, right now.
One thing that happened, I believe it was in the second to last fight, Yin and Yang had the fight down, but they all got off the payload. They could have pushed it way further. I think the only one that was on the payload for even a little bit of the time was Ana, and then she got off and Baby Diva got on for like a second, and then they all just got wiped.
Well, who do you want to say? I mean, I do believe Bastion was dead at this point. He got pulse bombed, but I mean, who do you think has gold objective time for the side of Yin and Yang right now? My first guess is Big Brown, as most of the time he wasn't, except you know when they were trying to get the payload back. He was on the payload the entire time. So
I'd say it was a toss-up between Big and Brown and whoever their Reinhardt was.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I can't read that. George, that's his name. George was on the payload a lot, protecting his Bastion buddy, and it looks like on defense, Big Brown is committed. There's no going back. He is on this Bastion once again. This time going to be supported by a Ryan Zarya instead of a Ryan Diva. So, I personally... Winston Zarya. Okay, they're switching to the Winston, so not investing really everything into the Bastion this time. They're going to kind of let him freelance a little bit more. MaxiPad's switching onto that Mei, which we did see Big Brown play, but he's on the Bastion. He has insta-locked Bastion and refuses to switch. Maybe for whatever reason all other heroes right now on his screen are locked, and that's all he can play. Maybe we blame AG for this. Either way, we're gonna see we're gonna see Blades of Glory locked on a very common triple DPS dive right now. We do see the Tracer, Pharah, and Genji coming out with a Mercy to support the Pharah and her other teammates, of course. But do you think the Bastion will be effective against this? I personally think the Bastion will get shredded, but you can never know.
If Pharah plays it correctly, then Bastion is going to be useless, but Bastion can work against Pharah if the Pharah plays too close.
Well, we're going to see Martin immediately applying pressure to the back line of Yin and Yang, going to immediately get onto that Bastion. They're getting healed up by Mercy, which is Mex is currently on the Mercy, so Distortion's actually on the Lucio, which is what I expected. Dave Pro getting the kill on the Mex immediately, just focusing him down, and that already leaves Yin and Yang in a bad spot. Though Dave is just frozen in the middle of a very angry Yin Yang squad and is taken down quite immediately. Right now, the payload is moving. Actually, never mind. It is getting contested by the Lucio. Distortion's putting a lot of time on the payload, and there is a pulse pump kill on the Big Round. Though Martin accidentally pulse pumped himself at the same time, but kills going in for the most part for Blades of Glory as G60 gets another kill on the MaxiPads.
Yin and Yang have a really kind of jankety defense here. I feel like if they just had a Reinhardt instead of a Winston and stayed on top of the gas station, it would have been a much stronger hold.
Well, the Bastion has now left us, honestly, for the better, as Big Round to switch Soldier, but Ghost Wolfgang is like, no, you switch back to Bastion, even though you're probably going to be useless there, I'm just going to kill you. And he actually just Dragon-bladed the ground. So, yeah, good stuff coming in from Ghost Wolfgang. Got a double kill and did meme a little bit. But for the attacking side, they're pretty set up to keep this payload rolling. We do see 60 with the Barrage, Dave with the Primal Rage, and Pika with that Resurrection in case things go wrong.
Distortion is the only one on Yin and Yang with an ult. It is a strong ult to counter other ults, but I don't think it's going to be able to stop a Barrage.
Well, we do see a Blizzard coming out on the point, getting 30 MaxiPads. Really good Blizzard coming, and that'll immediately send the attacking side back to their spawn. That was a really good Blizzard. Honestly, more than I was expecting from that Blizzard. I thought that Blizzard was going to be all but useless, but it got 2 kills again.
As well.
Yeah, so the defensive side is definitely a good position right now. I see Primal Rage activated by Dave to try and knock everybody back. Sound Barrier going for the side of Yin and Yang to try and keep themselves in this fight. Right now, not really any kills going down. Graviton Surge coming from Sully, and there's the follow-through. 3 kills immediately, both supports down. Martin getting killed on the Brown, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, the fight's already over. There's only so much Martin can do, as he doesn't apply a lot of pressure to Mercy. Maybe he'll be able to kill Mercy. I don't think he's going to now. He did have Mercy, by herself for a while there, but Max was able to fly away.
That was a really rough stagger on Martin there too. That's gonna hold him back for just that extra, I think that was 10 seconds.
Well, Blades of Glory does have 5 ultimates now, with Ghost all, like, literally 95%, so he is going to have that Dragon Blade this fight. Big Brown getting the kill on G60 immediately. Ghost 15 answering back though, getting fat, getting Brown, getting 2 kills for his team, and trying to get the 3rd, Sully eventually going down. So great stuff coming in from Ghost, getting a triple kill.
Maxpad has the... There it is! I was gonna say she has the boost, and then she used it immediately. The sound barrier did come out, so it's not gonna do too much. That was a solid sound barrier there by Distortion, or not Distortion, but Lucio on the side of Blades of Glory.
Well, that was a good Blizzard, but that, you know, the sound barrier did counter, and oh wait, no, that was a sound barrier by Blades of Glory. There was a Blizzard that went down by Maxi Pads, but there was really no follow-up. Maxi Pads does switch to the Reaper now, as another team fight is yet won by Blades of Glory. They're just going to keep pushing this payload. Not really much Yin and Yang can do, as Maxi Pads immediately taken down by Ghost, so not really much they can do at this point, as we do see George trying to go on the point, try to buy some time, but he's just going to get out as soon as he can to
running train on Yin and Yang right now. He's just taking out everybody by himself.
Well, a Resurrection did come through for Yin and Yang. Maybe that'll bring some stabilization. Try to get them back into this fight. Looking, getting the kill on, but a sound barrier in turn by Distortions. Maybe that'll bring us back in the fight. And actually gets the kill on the Metallica. Well, another Dragon Blade by Ghost. Not getting anything quite yet. There's the Dragon Blade and a double Resurrection by Pika. So good ultimate usage so far by the attacking side. Looks like it's going to have them win this fight. They're just cleaning up this fight.
A really weak attack that came out from Yin and Yang there, and he got shut down almost instantly by the Genji Blade.
Yeah, I mean, that was just, honestly, that fight just relied on ultimate usage, and Blades of Glory really used their ultimates to, I would say they're pretty nominal effects, pretty good effects. So, we only see George, who's very, very low, going to somehow to keep alive thanks to Mex, who is on the Mercy. Going to get healed up, but Wolfgang getting a kill onto Mex. That is a Rocket Barrage, getting 1 kill in the end, but still all kills going away with Blades of Glory. I mean, there's no stopping this payload.
The Genji play, actually just the general DPS play from the side of Blades of Glory is super strong right now. The Tracer is getting pulse bombs in like 45 seconds to a minute. It's ridiculous. And then Ghost is just finishing everybody off.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of harsh, but I feel like Big Brown has had more of an impact when he was playing Bastion. He's gonna switch on as a Junkrat now, out of all things, so we're gonna see if that helps Yin and Yang just a little bit more, bring this back in their favor. Blades really still moving this payload. You disagree with that switch?
Yeah, they have a Fair and a Genji on the side of Blades of Glory. The Junkrat is really not gonna help.
Well, maybe they're going to win the ground war. I mean, they do not really have anything to deal with a Pharah, but they still are going to win the team fight.
Yep, they do have some fortunate Reaper play there, taking out the Pharmacy by herself. And that really just snowballed into a fight win for Yin and Yang there.
Well, Brown is maybe just channeling his inner Crow right now. You know, he's gonna get a bunch of kills. He's gonna kill the Pharah. Just you wait. I have faith. Well, we are going to see a Dragon Blade come in from Ghost, slashing and dashing, not getting anything quite yet. Sound barrier coming in from Distortion, so no kills coming in from Ghost, as the sound barrier will define that. Maxi Pat's coming in with 2 kills in the end, who went to, also to 60, who has switched onto the Junkrat, so a bit more of an interesting Junkrat and
Ghost switch I completely disagree with.
You know what, dude, this is a
really just trucking the team. I don't know why they switched off.
Well, I'd like to say that Brown, Big Brown has been on Junkrat longer than 60 has, and 60 already has his Riptide. He's actually going to pop it right now so he can get a kill with it. And I'm waiting, he actually gets the kill on Big Brown. So, you know, honestly, why not? Just get the kill and the kill on to George, why not? This is all Blades and Glory right now, with Sully trying to chime it back. Actually, Maxi Pads and Sully doing well to keep the point, but no.
Yeah,
Sully has too much energy for his own good. Yeah, Sully just has too much energy for his own good. I feel you there, dude. You know, having 100% charge is kind of dangerous, but Blades of Glory having the majority of this payload cleaned up. Distortions is stagger as contesting this payload very well. So we gotta try
really strong. Or not staggers, really strong stalls. There we go, by Yin and Yang.
And there's the Graviton Surge coming in. Not really gonna do anything though, as the sound barrier was activated. 60 getting 2 kills again.
Just about ready again.
Oh, come on, pop that rip tire. Pop that rip tire. I want to see it. As there's only George left, I want to see it. There we go. That rip tire just won them the game. 100%. I mean, there's really no else to say. Nothing else to say. Only that rip tire, man. I mean, yeah. Good stuff coming in from Blades of Glory. I personally think their DPS was just far superior compared to...
Yeah, DPS was really strong on the side of Blades of Glory.
Compared to that one other team that for some reason Yin and Yang. Wow, my memory is great today. No, I think the DPS of Blades of Glory was just significantly more powerful, and I'm not trying to diss Yin and Yang at all and the DPS players. I just think that at that current moment, the DPS of Blades of Glory were playing a lot better. They were just outplaying, and that's really what it took. So,
Blades of Glory was getting ults crazy fast too. Like that was really impressive.
I mean, Genji had his blade every other fight, and that's like what you want from a Genji. Is if not every fight, every other fight. That's kind of like the standard, you know. You want to get those dashes, you want to get that ult charge. Me personally playing some Genji, I can say right now that what's the next map?
The next map is Hanamura.
If you weren't here, Zach, that would have taken a while.
That would have taken like 10 minutes. Yeah, that would have been a pain, dude. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. I'm gonna give you a cookie after this stream.
I'll send you cookies in the mail.
Oh yeah.
I'll email you cookies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're gonna see Yin and Yang and Blades of Glory go to one of my favorite 2CP maps, just because of how it looks, honestly, just because of the beauty of the old Shimada clan home. Honestly, the cherry blossom trees,
absolutely
the
despise
arcade.
2CP, but I do like Hanamura.
I mean, how can you hate the Hanamura map, dude? Like,
it's so colorful.
It's so colorful and beautiful. It reminds you of anime. And then you just want to cry yourself to sleep because you realize you're a weeb. Anyway, we're going to see Dave on to the Reinhardt as for now. I do know that they are defending. I swear, if I get that wrong, I'm checking it immediately. Alright, they're attacking! I got it wrong again. So, for like the 15th time this stream, I've got it wrong. So,
Skittle, blue team is always the defenders first.
Okay, we're not talking about that. I don't, you know, you think of how much esports I watch that I would know this? Like, you think I would know this, but I don't. Anyway, so we're going to see George and Dave currently locked onto the Reinhardt. So we're gonna see how that works out for them. Personally, I love me some Reinhardt. On the defending side, I was about to say we only see a single support, but I didn't see Mex on the Zenyatta there. But no Lucio coming from them so far.
You don't necessarily need a Lucio for defense, but I do disagree with running Zen Mercy. It's just like it's really weak to dive, and dive is the current meta.
That is true. That is true, Andy. I mean, Zenyatta is able to put a lot of Discord orbs, so maybe that's what they're looking for, is that extra damage. We're going to see Ghost going out with the attack Hanzo, and the Reinhardt is coming out on both sides. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's just a Hanamura thing, but both teams have Reinhardt right now, as Dave gets the charge, very long charge.
Knocks off the map.
George and clip charges him, though at the cost of his own life. Next getting the kill onto Martin, and this should be a point take for Blades of Glory, slowly but surely. I mean,
I
the
feel
clip charge
like I didn't even see any of Yin and Yang die. They just disappeared.
No, they don't like the point. They are allergic to points. Yin and Yang is allergic, and they don't like it. And you see Maxipad actually getting the resurrection. I didn't actually expect her to use that.
I feel like this was a lost point. That was kind of a wasted res. It really just gave back to Blade's Glory.
Yeah, Dave just came in with a huge Earth Shatter, and that's just going to that's gonna just halt any possibility of the defending side holding right here. I mean, 60 is getting every single kill, though that was set up by Dave. I will give him that credit. 60 was the one who put in a lot of damage, and now the attacking side is loaded for bear. 4 ultimates, while the defending side only has 1.
The Hunger can grind ult really fast too. If we've seen Blade's Glory play, we know they get ult quick.
Well, Death Blossom coming up from 60 getting absolutely nothing, but it's not like it really matters, as they are still getting kill Sully, actually bringing it back with 1 kill from his, actually make that 2 from his Graviton Surge, but the double resurrection comes out immediately, but the Blizzard comes out to combat, so we're going to see how this works out for the defending side, but right now Ghost Whip getting to Sully, again killing himself because high charge is really dangerous. And
Dragon Strike coming in with get rezzed into, so it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, Dave
already halfway to res again.
Ghost getting the kill onto Distortions, I don't know how that happened. Chica taking down his
single
Nemesis, Maxi and the Earth Shatter to just define it all. I mean, honestly, Yin and Yang is stalling, but I mean, oh, that is an amazing Earth Shatter coming in from
Shatter. No one is going to follow up, though.
That's not enough. It was a great Earth Shatter, but I mean, that's really a sad part, a sad moment as a Reinhardt player getting a really good Earth Shatter, but nobody can follow up. I feel you, man.
5 people there. Rez is ready again for Blade's Glory. So even if Yin and Yang do wipe them off the point, it's no big deal.
I said this last time, and I'll say it again. I mean, this is just one of those points where it's kind of inevitability. Like, you know, Blades of Glory is going to take this eventually. For Yin and Yang, it's just how much time can they wear off. I mean, really, Blades of Glory has been dominant. Not a single kill has won the way of Yin and Yang, and all Yin and Yang has been doing is contesting. So really, it's just a contesting game right now for Yin and Yang. They need to bring out everything they can. They just need to bring out everything they can to contest and burn off as much time as possible, because if you ask me, this is not going to be taken back, unless there's some miracle that happens. I mean, Blades of Glory has been destroying Yin and Yang.
If they can just get ults up, then they do have a chance. Like, Graviton is almost there. If they can just keep the stall going and get Grav Pulse Bomb, that's perfect.
I mean, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, as Blades of Glory does eventually take the point. I would like to say that was a pretty good stall coming in from Yin and Yang. They took off like 2 minutes, I'd like to say.
Yeah, that was a really strong stall.
That was a really good stall, but I don't know if it's going to be enough still, because they did still finish with 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So
yeah, they kept the first point crazy
4 minutes
fast.
And 20 seconds. 4 minutes. All my memers out there, please rise, as Blades of Glory has finished with 4 minutes 20 seconds. I'm going to shut up about that now, as IGHM rolls over to the attack, and
IGHM?
Blades of Glory will be defended. Listen, bud. Alright. Excuse me, everyone. Yin and Yang is going to be going on the attack, and Blades of Glory will now be defending, and we're going to see the Torbjorn coming in from Ghost. Do you think this is a pick they should kind of just stick to? I would love the Torbjorn.
I mean, not on attack. Are they on attack right now?
No, they're defending. They're defending.
They do. I kind of disagree with their tanks. The Torbjorn would work unless the enemy team had a Pharah, which they do not. But the only problem I have with Blades of Glory right now is the double main tank. If they just had like a Diva as one of them, that would be perfect.
Being the leader of Skybound Lightning, we pride ourselves in running double main tank, and I personally think that double main tank takes a lot of coordination between the Winston. I mean, the Winston really is freelancing in this kind of thing. And that's at least how we use it. Truth is really just freelancing. He's creating opportunities for the DPS, and I'm defending the payload really, because I only play Ryan on defense. But it leaves a lot of room for the Winston, while a lot of the it basically takes a lot of the pressure off of the Winston. So the Winston has a lot more free room because everybody's on the Ryan hunt. Like, the Winston isn't as pressured. So we're gonna see how that works out for them. I personally am rooting for the double main tank. We're gonna see Yin and Yang coming out with Big Brown on the Zarya, something I haven't seen yet. Make me proud, my man. as Sully was on that, but they're gonna immediately die.
Really fast
dive. Really fast dive by Yin and Yang. We're gonna see if any kills come out of it though. Right now, nothing in the chat. Distortion's getting a kill onto Dave. That is a really good starting kill. Torbjorn has put his turret up on the point, and that might be the demise of this attacking team. Torbjorn now going in to attack. Martin getting the kill on the Distortion, so it is now in the favor of the defending side. Actually, it's a very back and forth fight, but I would say that the defense is going to hold here.
Yeah, defense had an easy hold. They did, Yin Yang had some good picks, but they just could not keep up with, Blade's Glory's DPS there.
Well, George is building up a pretty fast primal rage, 77% on already, but you see Ghost as the Torbjorn. He's the only one on his team on fire right now. When your Torbjorn is the only one on fire, he's on 83%, and to make it 85 on his Molten Core, so we're going to see if that can just stop this push. Dead in fact traps. Actually, they take down the turret, so that's going to delay the Torbjorn from ulting a little bit. 60 gets the kill on the mechs. And there's the Molten Core. Honestly, they should back up right now. I mean, Distortion's to get the kill to Dave, and there's, this is a backup for sure.
That was a solid pulse bomb. Oh, there's a quad res!
Sully going to be coming in with the Dragon Blade, see if he can come anything out of it, getting 1 kill, make it 2 with the help of George, so good resurrection coming in from Maxi to turn that around for the team. Distortion's getting the kill on a Pika eventually, so no resurrection for the defending team. That is actually very crucial. Pika was taken down with the res, so if Yin Yang put its point right now, they have it. It's really only G60 left with Reinhardt coming back with a Nerve Shatter, gets 1, and actually
fantastic bubble there.
It's a great bubble. That's what I love to see from Zarya. That has just honestly made me really happy. Next is taken down eventually, and this should be the point cap for Yin Yang. Yeah, I believe Blades and Glory is backing up from this. So
yeah,
the
that's
first
a really
cap.
wasted Earth Shatter.
I am taking the objective.
I mean, I did see why he wanted to use it. I mean, I'm a very aggressive Reinhardt, so I would have been the exact same way. I would have been like Dave and been like, yeah, let's go win, I can Earth Shatter, guys. But no, he really didn't get anything from it. I mean, he did get the 1 shatter on the mechs, but, you know, of course, Brown was like, hey, I got you, fam, and immediately bubbled mechs. So good stuff coming in from Yin Yang so far. They have the Graviton Surge, the Sound Barrier, and they're going to try and push into this.
It is a 5v5 now. They do have Sound Barrier active, too.
We're going to see Distortions taken down by Dave, but immediately resurrected as there goes the Dead Blossom. Everybody dying in a very enclosed area, actually 2 to be exact, and Brown is just going to be staggered. There's no way he gets out of this. That's a feels bad, man. And actually, Dave was Dave was caught off. Dave was caught very out of position, and Sully is going to take this as an opportunity. He's going to try and slash at that Mercy, take her down eventually. But I don't know if that was worth. He was really, Sully was the only one there. That was a really, in fact, actually, that was a really bad Dragon Blade.
His team was nearby, but I don't think he really communicated that. And if he did, his team did not care.
Yeah, I mean, Pika's already back, and back with the team. So, actually, Graviton Reach coming down, but mitigated by Angelic, and I can't speak. Angelica, who has Sound Barriered, and another Quad Resurrection coming in from Maxi Pads. So a good new start for Yin and Yang as they're going to now attack the point. No kills going right now. Martin getting the kill onto Mechs. That is a good starting kill on the defensive side. Brown getting taken down with a lot of charge. I didn't actually see that charge, if I'm being honest. All I could tell was we were both talking about charge. Brown was very highly charged, couldn't quite take down 60. That's just one thing I hate. You know, if you're a Zarya player out there, you feel me, you have 100% charge, there's nothing you can do but die. And it's one of the worst feelings in the world because you worked hard for that charge and you just have to die. Anyway, we're gonna see Yin and Yang, IGHM, try to attack. They're gonna go up top left. Dave Pro and his team are there to respond. Ooh, 60 getting a little bit over aggressive, but he is going to get out of there. And a charge coming in from Dave, immediately taking down, and there's no chatter. Plus that block combo there, taking down 4. That was great. That was great. Okay, this is not what I expected. A 5-man resurrection coming in from Maxi, 2 getting taken down from Ghost though. I mean, that was a pretty cool resurrection on the board, but they just kind of died again. So
Maxi has 13 players rezzed just this round.
I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. That was a good 5-man res. You know, a 5-man res is a 5-man res, but I feel like that wasn't the ideal time to res, because, you know, Blades of Glory just killed them all anyway. I mean, I don't really think
too many
that
people
was
there to follow up on that.
Yeah, that wasn't the best use of Resurrection. I know it was a 5K, and some people in chat are gonna be like, what is wrong with you? But I don't think that was exactly the best use of Resurrection, especially because it was like after the fight was over. Blades of Glory just killed them all again. We're gonna see Yin and Yang come up onto the high ground, try and punish Martin, and they do exactly that. Dave trying to get into this team. He is taken down, and a Dragon Blade barrier. You get that Mercy though. She's gonna res too, and that's going to ready though. See Dave going right back onto the point, only to die. So Gravitas coming out, getting 3 in there.
There we go.
And there's the cleanup. But however, Ghost has switched on to the Tracer. He is going to contest a solo sound barrier coming up from Angelica, just to contest, because, you know, why not? Do what you gotta do. Angelica is going to be taken down eventually, and a Primal Rage coming in from Martin, so actually a pretty good position to stall this out for quite a long time already. As the,
it really looks like Yin and Yang is gonna take it there, but it looks like it's gonna get defended.
I mean, that was just all about stall, honestly. I feel like they didn't cleanly take that fight enough. They are still getting kills, so maybe it's not the end for this Yin and Yang squad, but they are. This is quite a canny, scrappy fight as Angelica does take down George. And
is ready. That's another 4-man!
These resurrections have been insane, but not really going in the way right now. Just getting killed on the distortions right after he got resurrected, so maybe not the greatest. Dragon Blade coming in by Solo, getting the kill on the Pika, and no. I mean, he did get 2 kills, but this still isn't definitive enough. This has to be a backup. Yeah, Yin and Yang got a hit back. That just was not definitive enough of a fight.
MaxiPads is getting these huge reses, but they're just too late in the fights.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, they've been very flashy ultimates. They've been very flashy resurrections. You know, very, very cool resurrections. You know, they look good. Like I said, they look good in the chat.
Yeah, 17 players rezzed in 1 round is incredibly impressive, but they have gotten almost no value from it.
Yeah, and it may not be exactly, you know, how they could be using their resurrections to full effect. You know, they could be using them as like a tempo res and bring the fight even more in their favor. George does get the kill onto Dave, so that is a good starting kill for the side. But 2 kills going in the way of Blades of Glory.
But I feel like Yin and Yang is at a disadvantage right now. But just the characters they have are not very good for an even fight. Attack Hazard does come out now. I feel like this is sealed Yin and Yang's fate right now.
This is indeed. I mean, they almost took a second tick, but that's not gonna really be enough. George is the only one left on point. Mex coming in to contest and takes the sound barrier, but he's just delaying the inevitable. Blades of Glory going to hold right here, right now.
Just ended that right there. And that was a 2-0 by Blades of Glory.
Well, honestly, I thought Yin and Yang was going to come back from that a little bit more. I thought, you know, maybe they could have even taken a map.
This was going to round 3.
Yeah, I thought that would have been a lot different. Maxi pads for resurrections were obviously, again, good on paper, but I don't think it's how they could have used the resurrections enough. Like, to full effect is what I mean. You know, like, I mean, this might be the 5-man res or one of her 15 4-man reses. I mean, who really knows? Yeah, it is a 4-man res. A lot of good resurrections, but I don't think the resurrections were used at the right time, like you said. So
21 total. That's just insane.
That's a lot of player reses. And she wasn't even on it like she wasn't even on it both rounds, was she? She was only on it on attack.
Was she?
I don't know. It's very possible.
Maybe.
I mean, every single except for her first one, I think every single res was like a 4 or a 5-man. She had 1 5-man. I feel like the rest were 4-mans. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that math's out right. I think that's 4 4-mans and 1 5-man.
60. Yeah. That math checks out. Wait, no, but then.